Friend, Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. Now, we had a great Sabbath gathering last week. There were wonderful people, an amazing feeling of community and support. And it was fantastic seeing my dear old friend Renata again. She never misses a chance to come for a service, and she actually never misses a show, for which I am so grateful for. And I'm grateful to all of you who listen or watch, and sometimes I do not know unless you tell me. Renata tells me, my dear friend Colette tells me, my old pal tells me. Sometimes people I did not know receive them and tell me. Well, thank you all, and I'm always anxious to hear from you, so please keep letting me know when you do hear them and whether you enjoy them or not. Now, last week we read about the great ladder to heaven, and we do continue to go up and down the ladder to heaven that's always in our path, because we always have that ladder to heaven. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. May you stay forever young. Now may we all stay forever young. Like Harvey, the youngest man I know, you would think he was issued spare parts somewhere along the lines. An ageless individual. Good for him. And friends, it's hard to believe it's already December, the end of another year. And of course, with Thanksgiving over, we have the beginning of the Christmas season. Although some say that the Christmas season really began in October. Now, I personally love the Hallmark Channel, and they've been showing Christmas movies pretty well all fall. In fact, I think they even do a small Christmas in July segment. But at the rate we're going, maybe it's now an annual holiday that actually lasts all year. And that means when we start thinking about Christmas that we're only a couple of days away from celebrating Hanukkah. This year it's 10 days away. The great festival of lights, the holiday of dedication of the temple of miracles, of possibilities. And there are so many fascinating things about Hanukkah that people do not know. Because like with so many things, we are taught certain things, we believe those things, and we don't go past those things to learn more. Well, it is the season of miracles. So do take some time to notice the miracles in your life, my friends. And there are plenty of them. In fact, I'd like you to try and make a list every day of just one or two miracles. And over the next few weeks, you'll see how big that list gets. And I will give you some of the long-forgotten stories of Hanukkah lore. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dreidels to play with and latkes to eat. Hanukkah, it is such a happy holiday, my friends. And I'm usually away during Hanukkah, and I'm off teaching at places where they don't get to celebrate Hanukkah very often. But this year I'm actually booked to be here to do some Hanukkah services, so I'm looking forward to it. And now that you've recovered from the overeating at Thanksgiving, you're going to get ready to start overeating for Hanukkah and for Christmas. But I hope you all continue to say thanks and incorporate gratitude as part of your daily attitude. The ability to give is a wonderful gift. And it was Giving Tuesday the other day. And I hope you all gave something to your favorite charity, whatever it happens to be. And do not make it a once-a-year thing. The more you give, well, the more you do get. And it doesn't have to be money. See, sometimes people get confused. It can be love. It can be care, kindness, time. Time is the great measure of life. And do not forget, we will be honoring time. We'll do the change of season and memorial candle service in just a few weeks. So continue sending in your names of those you miss, of those you love, family, friends, pets, whatever it is. Any spirit that you want to honor and elevate. It's a way to give honor and memory and elevation to those who always were a part of your life. And let us now once again come together and celebrate as a like-minded group, as we always do, in a showing of faith as a community, a chavura, a fellowship, as we join together to express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that actually does unite us all as we come together every week in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach. So once again, to please go ahead and invite everybody you know physically, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, to gather and share from Psalm 133. Hine matov, come together. Hine matov, benai, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, benai, shevet achim gam yachad. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Brothers and sisters, my friends, we are a community, so let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship everywhere in the world, because it will reach every corner. And in so doing, let us continue to send prayers out to those in need, to Ronnie and Aubrey, to Ben, to our old dear friend Bob, who is doing so well, and of course to Rudy, to Shasha, suffering from Cushing's, but who has the hopes and prayers of us all, for Frank, for Brooklyn, whose heart is so big, and always for the bee, and for all of you. So let's take time to think of others, to share energy and renew and send healing to them. Avenu Malkeinu, our Father, our King, listen and hear our prayers and allow us to be guided with wisdom, the kindness, healing, wishes, goodwill, and love that you all send out. Well, it just keeps circling the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each and every one of you, for all you do, for all the love, for all the care, because spirit never dies. Me, Shabbat, Avotenu, Makor Bracha. Limotenu, may the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage, make our lives a blessing, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say Amen. Mishaberach, let us all have our spirits renewed the world over, my friends, everywhere. Everybody needs some renewal. Now this week we have quite the mixture of events. We have the story of the Great Reunion. In addition to all kinds of other famous things, we have the death of Rachel, the so-called rape of Dinah, because we really don't know what took place there, the death of Isaac, a new name is given to Jacob, and the great wrestling match with an unknown being. This week we have Vayeshlach, and he sent. And the he is Jacob, and he sent. Well, friends, you probably have noticed that there is very little character development in the Bible so far. Adam, Eve, Noah, Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, or Rebekah, all of whom remain basically constant figures throughout the stories about them. But Jacob changes. And the matter of deception, and you've heard me refer to it before, is intimately related to that development. As Esau points out, Jacob's very name connotes deception, to catch, to grasp. And we know that Jacob starts out as a manipulator, but Jacob is changed after his experiences with Laban in Mesopotamia. He has been the deceiver and the deceived. He has hurt and been hurt. He's now a husband and a father, a man who has struggled and who has prospered. For the rest of the story, he is no longer pictured as a man of action. But now, he's going to be seen as a relatively passive man, like his father Isaac, seeking to appease, to avoid strife and risk. And now, after 20 years, he faces his past. It was 20 years ago today. Sergeant Pepper taught the band to play. They've been going in and out of style, but they're guaranteed to raise a smile. I can't help resist that when I think of 20 years. Anyhow, Genesis 32:4, and Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother in the land of Seir. Thus shall you say to my lord Esau, thus says your servant Jacob, with Laban I have sojourned and tallied until now. I have gotten oxen and donkeys and sheep and male and female slaves, and I send ahead to tell my lord to find favor in your eyes. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, we came to your brother, to Esau, and he is actually coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him. And Jacob was greatly afraid, and he was distressed, And he divided the people that were with him, and the sheep and the cattle and the camels, into two camps. And he thought, should Esau come to the one camp and strike it, the remaining camp will escape. Greatly afraid. Greatly afraid. Hearing his brother was coming, sent fear and panic into Jacob. He jumped to a conclusion that his brother would do him harm. He had no evidence. Now, some would say he was being prudent, protecting himself. Some would say he was reacting based on how he would have behaved. Well, friends, just watch his behavior the rest of his life. See how he acts and reacts. He is guided completely by fear, by anxiety, by anger, by distress. How many of you are guided that way? How many of you have let fear and anger and distress take over from you? Save me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him. Let me placate him with the tribute that goes before me, and after I shall look on his face, perhaps he will show me a kindly face. Fear. Fear, my friends, is the great thief. It steals time, and time is irreplaceable. And the story continues. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the break of dawn. Genesis 32:29. And he said, your name won't be Jacob anymore, but Israel, because you've struggled with God and with people and were able. Well, Israel means struggles with God. Friends, this reminds us of the great Jacobean motif, the wrestler. And it also serves to remind us we have all struggled with God. And we often continue to struggle with God on and off our whole lives. And notice, even with the great name change, in his case, it's not permanent. Sometimes he will be called Jacob, and sometimes Israel. And maybe he is Israel when he is struggling the most with his beliefs. Now, much talk has gone into who Jacob fought with. Maybe an angel, maybe God, maybe a night spirit. We've read about each of these theories over the years. Maybe also it is just the dark night of the soul. The part of us we do not like to identify that we all struggle with. And the scars of his life are actually going to live on in him, of deceiving his brother, of losing his wife, of losing the only child he really loved. He will be characterized forever by the broken pieces of his life. And so he does. He splits his possessions in order to protect them, just like, we're told, just in case Esau attacks. This way Esau only gets half. Genesis 33:4. He's anticipating it. He's ready. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell upon his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell upon his neck. This is, of course, the big surprise in the story of the twins. Instead of lethal grappling, instead of killing, Esau embraces Jacob in fraternal affection. It goes against everything that we have been told about Esau. Esau loved his brother. Esau exercised the great forgiveness mechanism and was not tortured by fear, by anger, by grief. Yes, the world is sacred, and so is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, and be blessed. Share and honor the light, and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. So let us send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, good healing to all who need it. And please do. Learn to forgive. Learn to love. This was a perfect example of it. Learn to love yourself. Open your hearts and honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy your journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now, bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will in the universe. Remember, we do set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our kavanah, our cause, our effect, everything is linked. As I said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what is good and bad, and that is good. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, to any other person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. but do so with sincerity, with accountability, and with vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be a forgiving and compassionate person. See, the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace, my friends, is in acceptance. Think about, whether you accept yourself, other people in the world, just as they are on any given day. Can you accept life just as it is without trying to control it? If you do, then you experience the peace that acceptance brings. And do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith, the principle of love in all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in your body, my friends. Expand your hearts, quiet your minds, because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all circumstances. Make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you. You're never alone. You are forever blessed, and you have forever the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy, and energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Friends, your words are your power to transform, to love, to forgive, be generous. Bless others, bless yourself. Love with the heart. We're all part of a greater whole. Continue to embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger, the great lesson of life. Be there for someone, because someone is always going to be there for you, whether you know it or not. Do not stop asking questions, and do not stop giving and therefore getting love, forgiveness, kindness. Explore faith. What does it mean to you? And do not accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together, we learn together, and we do continually help each other. Now, deep in the heart of a lonely kid who suffered so much for what he did, they gave this plowboy his fortune and fame. Since that day, he won't be the same. See the man with the stage fright, just standing up there to give it all his might. He got caught in the spotlight. When we get to the end, he wants to start all over again. We cannot always start all over again, my friends, but we can rewrite the choices of our lives and change things. We can try to put back the broken pieces of our souls. Be happy, be healthy, be helpful, be kind, be loving, be generous, be thankful. Something that we can continually be able to do is to give. The more you give, the more you get. And start thinking of the miracles in your life. And I will see you all next week. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Bye.